Hey guys, it's Scott from Let's Play Easy Mode, and I am doing just a random, spontaneous, live hello today, just to see how you guys are doing, just to check in, and just to talk about what's coming up this Friday night, because this Friday night is going to be Jackbox night.
Please help me. Please go easy on me. I can't believe it's so hard for me.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. And if you're one of our regulars, then welcome back. Today, I decided, honestly, I was getting ready to just record the next episode of either Jedi or Zelda, or actually we're working now on Gears of War 2, and we've also been working on a couple other titles on Patreon as well. Actually, I'm getting ready because tonight we're doing a exclusive live stream where we've been playing A Hat in Time for the Nintendo Switch, and also our other Patreon exclusive right now is Fable. So there's a lot on my queue of games to play, and I was getting ready to record, and I'm like, I haven't really gone on yet and actually done a video, an announcement video for this Friday. I did put a little thing up in the community tab, but I know how those things can go. I know for me, some of the YouTubers that I like to watch, that I follow, sometimes they'll put stuff in the community tab, and that doesn't always pop up in my feed or whatever, and I might miss out on something. And I thought, I haven't gone on and just said hi to the community in a while, and I've been doing a lot of sentimental thinking about you guys anyway lately. I just wanted to come on and just chat with you guys for a few minutes, see how you're doing, and just kind of touch base and tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening Friday night, which I'm really excited about because we have a big Friday night live stream planned, a community game night where we're going to be playing Jackbox games. And this is something that I've been talking about doing now on the last several live streams. I talk about it on Patreon quite a bit. I've been talking about it on the last couple ones that we did, about making something more regular. I love doing the Patreon exclusive live stream. Honestly, Wednesday night is one of my favorite nights of the week because it's kind of like poker night. It's a chance for us to get together midweek, check in as a community. But the downside of it, and there's not really many downsides, but the downside of it is that the rest of the community doesn't get a chance to be a part of it, because it's on Patreon. And I've really wanted to make something a little bit more regular for us here on the main channel. And so starting this Friday, we are going to be doing monthly live streams that are just game nights, probably Jackbox, or maybe we'll do some multiplayer. Now, if you guys know me, I'm not much of a multiplayer guy because I just get owned, as the kids want. The kids don't even say that anymore, do they? I'm so behind the times sometimes. Is it owned? Do you still get owned? Are you a noob? I don't think that, I don't know anybody who even knows or even uses that language anymore, but I don't do a lot of like first person shooter things because I die within seconds and then I lose interest. I'm the easy mode guy, right? But I do enjoy some of the Mario games, like we do play a little bit of Nintendo Switch. I've played Super Smash on Patreon before and I've gotten smashed hard. I've never won Super Smash before, ever. But we do enjoy playing Mario Kart, which is a lot of fun. We do that, and it would be fun to do those kinds of easy to get along kind of multiplayer games. But this Friday, we're going to be doing Jackbox games because that's always a community favorite where a lot of people can play at the same time. And also, we're going to be doing it a little earlier than our normal live stream. Normally, whenever I do a live stream, I usually start around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have so many people who are part of the community in Europe, in the UK, who watch and get involved and do these live streams with us. And for a lot of these guys, it gets to be kind of late for them, as we continue on Friday. We'll do like a Friday night live stream or something, and it gets to be kind of late, and then all of a sudden, they're like, oh man, it's like 2 a.m. for me, and and so one thing I wanted to do was take the edge off a little bit and start an hour earlier. So this Friday, the community is going to get together. Invitation is for anyone and everyone to come join. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. And we're going to get started. I'll probably have some snacks because I'm going to be like skipping dinner and just doing some game snacks, that kind of thing. and it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing Jackbox games together, and I think I have most of them, most of the collections, and so we're going to be playing Quiplash, we're going to be playing Fibbage, we're going to be playing all kinds of other games that a lot of them we've never played before. We have done Jackbox games quite a bit, but a lot of times we go back to the old favorites that are always fun, that are familiar, and I'm thinking, let's have a whole Jackbox night where we just dive into the collection, dive into the whole suite of Jackbox games, and mess around, see which ones are some of our favorites, and play as a community. So you don't need much. All you need to have is really a 2-screen experience, meaning just your phone and then something else to watch it on. Because, you just bring your phone, you log in, that's like your buzzer, that's what your answer pad, that you use. So, if you watch on your TV or on your computer or tablet also, and come join us, it'll be so much fun. So this Friday night at 6 p.m., we are doing Jackbox night, and this is going to be the first of many because we are going to be doing them monthly from this point on. Now, I don't know exactly if it's like third Friday of the month or anything like that. Sometimes it depends on my own schedule, but certainly we're going to be doing these at least once a month to just keep the community tied together. It's been so cool over the last couple of years as I've seen this channel grow, as we've seen our numbers grow in subscribers, that we've seen, more people added to Discord, more people on Patreon. But within that, it's kind of cool to see how people connect with each other. It's not just the viewer and the guy here behind the mic. It's I see the micro conversations, the greetings that people have with each other, and it's just so cool because now people are getting to know each other, and I love it. I absolutely love seeing these relationships blossom in the community, and it's so cool. So, yeah, anyway, hey, we got some people. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple shout outs here while we can. There we go. Get some chat up here. You guys will see we've got let's go right up to the top here. We have Just Hyrule Castle, who is there. This is their first time on a live stream. So Just Hyrule Castle, welcome. I found out before we went live that they're from Jerusalem, and I thought that was so incredibly cool to have someone from Jerusalem watching. I've actually always wanted to go take a trip to Jerusalem, go for the tours and around. So I just think that would be so cool to check that out and check out some of those wonderful, wonderful, historic and powerful places to go visit, to go check out and go on tour. So someday I would love to go and check it out. We also have Juliana, who's a stay-at-home mom. Juliana, welcome. This is, I believe, Juliana's first time in a live stream, and if I'm wrong, please forgive me. I'm usually fairly connected with the names that I see, and I do try to read all my comments, and I do try to see who's on. But Juliana's a fellow stay-at-home parent, so more power to you for that. Her daughter is napping. Hopefully that stays happening. Naps are important, guys. I mean, I'm 45 years old. I would love to take an afternoon nap myself. But that doesn't happen all the time. Regarith is here, my man. Regarith 8. Now, Regarith, I don't have any Madrina, so I'm trying to cut back a little bit. You mentioned that comment the other day about caffeine. It made me think, because outside of Madrinas, that's not my only coffee intake. Honestly, I probably have a good 2 cups of hot coffee in the morning. And then, if I'm doing videos, I usually only drink Madrinas when I'm recording content, because it's for one thing, I want to push the product. Coffee's my favorite drink while I'm gaming, and especially the cold brew. And so what'll happen a lot is, I'll just make it for when I'm gaming, which the only time I'm ever gaming is with you guys normally. And so, I'll save it, but I'm running out. I'm out of the mocha, and I'm out of the caramel. I've got a few flavors left, and I'm trying to make them last a little bit, until, I get a yes or a no as far as whether or not I'm moving forward with Madrinas as a sponsor to the channel. How cool would that be to finally have a sponsorship? So in the meantime, I know I just said I'm laying off caffeine, but I do still have Old Faithful here, my favorite soft drink, Moxie. I'm never gonna. Coca-Cola owns this now. They never used to be. This used to be a local Maine brand, but now it got bought out by Coca-Cola, And you would think that it would be available everywhere because of that, but you still got to buy it in the you know, specialty shops. Like if you have a specialty soda shop, or like Cracker Barrel always sells all the weird brands. You know, if you go into a Cracker Barrel, you know, you'll find like the bottles of Moxie. Diet Moxie, I think, is pretty much impossible to find if you're not living in the Northeast. But I recently, I don't know, about a month ago now, my wife and I had some company from the North who came down to celebrate my wife's birthday, and they lovingly brought me a few cases of it. So I'm trying to nurse off that and keep it kind of, keep that going as well. Symbols is here. Symbols, so glad to have you. Patiently waiting for the Friday live. I know I'm excited because it's been a while since we did a game night. It's been a little bit, and it's so much fun because it's a way, I think, especially with Jackbox games, is it gives you a little bit of insight into a lot of times the humor, some of the personality traits of certain people in the community. And, you know, we get together, we do these live streams, and it's just so much fun to be able to spend time together and do that. So I love Jackbox, and I love, you know, I want to take a whole night, you know, and do it. And people can come and go as they please. You know, I mean, you don't need my permission for that. I make it sound like it's my house, my rules. No, we're going to start at 6, which is a little bit earlier. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you can't make it at 6, come later. Come at 7, come at 8. Hey, if people are still up for playing, I'm going to be here most of the evening. So it's going to be a fun Friday night. Come at 9 if you have to, and we'll probably still be here, hopefully playing Jackbox games. So that's going to be cool. We also have, now how do you pronounce that? Kaerrot. Is that Caro? Caro? Woohoo, I caught it live. Welcome, by the way, Caro? Carrot. Maybe it's a weird way to spell carrot. I don't know. Correct me. If you follow me and you've watched my Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom videos, then you know that I can't pronounce names to save my life. This is my second stream, and I have a son, LOL. Oh, sorry, gotcha. Although I do have a 9-year-old daughter too. Okay, gotcha. The Seventh Warlord is here. Hello. Hey, Scott, just saying, what's up? Have a great day. I'm at work, so can't stay long. You know what? I'm just amazed that you're able to spend any time here at all, so thank you so much. Symbol says, I can't take naps anymore. My brain was has hardwired itself to wake up before 7, no matter what time I sleep. I always wake up before then, rarely afterward. I totally understand. I totally get it. Rigor, I know for one that my sense of humor is mildly unhinged. Yep, I'm with you. The Master Sword unbox was funny. I loved it when you said, I can seal the darkness now. You're funny, love it. I can seal the darkness now. I can do it. I got the Master Sword, which, if you actually look, I haven't mounted it yet, but it was sitting upright, and it just, before I went live, it slid over into my guitar. But I do have the Master Sword. Now, what I need to do, guys, is I need to figure out, like, how to mount it. And my wife was looking at hook options, like, so it kind of hooks like maybe like a, not like as tacky looking as a guitar, you know, wall hook would be, but maybe something similar, and the Master Sword can sit right there, and then I can turn it on, and I'm thinking it'll make that backlight kind of expand a little bit too, which will look nice. But it's really cool when you turn it on. When you turn the Master Sword on, it takes a few hours to charge, and then I think it's good for a while, and then you can turn it on, and it becomes like one of those RGB lights I have behind me. And it's cool because it's like I'm in the castle fighting the Guardians against Calamity Ganon, you know? It's like it glows like that. So you know when the sword is glowing, you got a power of 60. And so that's what it is. It's pretty cool. So I love it. Symbols, I read it as carrot as well. LOL, yeah, it's definitely carrot, like the delicious orange vegetable. Now, the question is, carrot, do you like cooked carrots? Because I actually prefer, so I'm weird about my carrots. I don't like an actual whole carrot. I think they taste very different than what I like. I like the baby carrots you buy, the small little, like, roundish ones. you know, and then you they're like long and round, and I like to dip those in like a vegetable platter. But other than that, I'm actually a cooked carrot kind of guy. I like I like cooking them. You know, I think it's good. It's good that way. Rigorith, want me to 3D print you something to mount it? Yes. There you go. That would be awesome. You know, I don't have a 3D printer. I have friends with a 3D printer, and because I've not had one, like, there was a time until I saw it like a few years ago, I've heard people talk about 3D printers. And the first time I actually saw one in action was a really good friend of mine, a friend of mine named Robbie, who way back up in Maine said, hey, do you want to see my 3D printer? Now, I didn't really, whenever I heard the term 3D printer, the very first time I heard it, I was like, well, what does it like print like 3D looking pictures? Like, I mean, what does it do? And then I saw it in action, and I was like he handed me something that he 3D printed. I'm like, I'm looking at it, and I thought it was so cool. Because in my mind, like, that's like Star Trek stuff, you know? It's like, oh man, you just made this, you know, appear, you know? And so it was so cool seeing it print, and I'm just so amazed at people who do 3D printing. I think it's so cool. Like my horse here, right? I got Easy Boy, who was 3D printed. You know, so cool. Matt from SideQuest Stories 3D printed Easy Boy, and also I thought he bought Hestu. It turns out Hestu was 3D printed as well. So that's pretty cool, guys. Hestu and an Easy Boy forever will remain here on the Easy Machine, looking over us. Doesn't matter what we're playing, we'll always have. Even if we're playing Gears of War, Fallout 3, whatever is coming up. We're gonna have Easy Boy with us on the journey, which will be pretty cool. Yeah. So the answer is yes. If you know of a good hook idea for that, Rigorith, I'm all in. That would be amazing. Make one of the weapon stands from BOTW to set it on. That would be so cool. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Jen G is in the house. Jen, so glad to have you. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Juliana, I used a guitar hanger to mount mine too. Now, see, now there's all these things. Like, instantly, Juliana, I feel like a bonded human being, because now I know you're a fellow stay-at-home parent, right? So you know that battle. And you also have a guitar hanger, so I'm assuming you play guitar. So now we have that. And the fact that you just said I used it to hang my master sword. So, I mean, welcome to the family here. You belong here. This is home. Let's see. Carrot. Raw carrot is superior. Okay, I get it. However, I am fond of cooking a carrot version of Kinpira, which is basically spicy and sweet thin strips of carrots. Now, is that like a Japanese dish? Kinpira? Is that like, I don't know. Is that like a Korean dish or a Japanese, some sort of Chinese dish? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Japanese. But I don't know. Symbols. What's faster, hot or cold? Hot because you can catch a cold. Okay, this joke came from one of my family members from Easter Gathering. Hang on, I gotta process that. What's faster, hot or cold? Hot because you can catch a cold. I got you. That's really good. That's a good one. Symbols is our resident community dad joke master, which always brings the dad jokes into chat, which is always so much fun. Here's another thing to look forward to. You know, there's a bunch of other games that we're going to be playing. I decided, you guys will notice that recently, I decided to add a third game to the roster as far as what we are playing on the main channel. And I started looking at the time I devote to the channel. I started thinking, I can scale back some of the time I'm playing. Like, I mean, let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. I love it. I love the game. And that's why this has happened. But these Tears of the Kingdom videos are getting kind of lengthy, right? I mean, let's admit, nobody has actually said, a 4-hour video. Like, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys and your support in that. But let's be honest, I've had some pretty close to almost 5-hour episodes. Some of these have been like 4.5 hours. And it's not the only one. The next video that is going to come, actually, did it come out today? Did I? Yes, it did. The new one just came out today, I believe. I just published a video and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Zelda. So just about an hour ago, I published one of the latest episodes, the last 4-hour episode. And hey, what's up? Matt's here. What's up? Matt from SideQuest. So I published the last 4-hour video, which was Back to the Skies, because I am currently exploring the Sky Islands and using Hero's Path to navigate to all the ones I haven't been to, and to even go back to ones where you can see I didn't really explore it in detail. And we've made so many discoveries in these last few videos, and there's been so much fun stuff that's happened. But I'm actually thinking of scaling these long form videos back a little bit, mainly because I also do want time to do some other games on the channel. You know, our community has grown. You know, we're over 2,200 now. I think we've got 2,230 or something like that. 2,233, I think, was the last time I checked. You know, and you know, guys. Okay, here we go. I'm already squirrel, you know, in my conversation. But may I remind you that it has only been 1 year since we hit 1,000. I was going back and looking at videos, and I totally forgot that it was Easter weekend when we did the 1,000 live stream. It was Easter weekend. What happened was, it was Easter weekend. We were at like 998, you know, 5 or whatever like that. And then, actually, I'll tell you what happened. It was on that Saturday I hit 1,000 subscribers. And then YouTube, from what I understand, because I hit 1,000, the algorithm started purging a little bit, you know, because once you hit 1,000, you're going to start getting access to stuff, and you got to do it honestly. So it started purging, and then instantly it dropped back to like 993 or 4 or whatever. And so that Sunday, I was like, guys, I just want to hit 1,000. So on Easter last year, I did a live stream where I said, guys, I'm just going to sit here in this chair and I'm going to play Breath of the Wild until we hit 1,000 subscribers. And you guys made it happen. And it happened live on that live stream. And I just remember throwing my arms up and celebrating, and everybody celebrating together that we as a community made 1,000 subscribers happen. How cool is it that that was a year ago, and now, you know, here we are a year later, and we've added 1,200 people to our numbers. Like, that is so cool. The community has grown, and it's so crazy that it happened like that. But that is so cool. And you know what? I rabbit trailed, and now I've already forgotten what it was that I was originally gonna say. I said I was looking at videos. I don't remember, guys. Someone remind me. What was I just saying? Someone click back for a minute and remind me what I was saying. Let's see. Regular says, haha. I'm already thinking about how to do it. I'm thinking a miniature Hylian. Whoa. A miniature Hylian shield with 2 posts sticking out of the front. And have the sword hanging with the sword tip pointing straight down. That would be like the greatest sword mount ever. Oh my gosh. Regrith, you're just too good to me. That's so great. That would look so cool right there. And right there where my thumb is. That would be amazing. Well, if you can pull that off, that would be huge. Oh yeah, we were talking about time length. That's right. Let's see. You could make a 48-hour video and I'd watch the entire thing. Symbols, I love you. Thank you so much. I've been enjoying the TOTK videos. This is Jen. But I'm behind. I'll catch up soon. Been spending time playing Stardew Valley 1.6 update. My brain can't handle listening to both at the same time. I totally understand. Stardew Valley is one of those games I've been tempted to get into. We've talked about this, I believe it was, I want to say it was on a Patreon live stream. And you guys will know, I've mentioned him 100 times on the channel. My friend Kurt, normally there's a graphic here, ding, you know. Kurt's the one that tried getting me into Stardew Valley. And it was funny because when Kurt first told me about the game, not to be too personal here, but he goes, dude, this is the best toilet game ever. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's a toilet game? Like, when he mentioned Stardew Valley, I didn't know what he meant when he said it was the best toilet game ever. Because, oh, hey, Dana. Dana has subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Dana. So glad to have you. But, you know, like, it was so funny. He's like, I'm like, it's Stardew, like, Doo-Doo Valley or Star Poo Valley? Like, why is it a toilet game? And he's like, no. He's like, I have my tablet in the bathroom. And he's like, so now I just take forever every time I go to the bathroom because I play Stardew Valley. And it just made me laugh. And so now I can't hear the name Stardew Valley without thinking of it being a like bathroom break game. But I didn't try it like that. But I did download it once on my tablet and mess with it a little bit. And I thought it actually was kind of cool, but at the time I just didn't have a ton of time. But that was really cool. I would definitely love to try it again. Somebody, you know, like a year, who was it? It was probably about a year. It was before we hit 1,000 subscribers. I do remember somebody mentioning to me once, like, hey, you should play Stardew Valley on Patreon. And I was sitting there thinking, like, I don't know if that would go over well. Like, I was afraid that something like that would be considered rather boring to the community. Like if I just said, hey guys, I'm doing a playthrough of Peggle, you know, like, I mean, I don't think Peggle is like something you see on Twitch very much, you know. It'd be funny if it was. I actually have a Zelda painting I did hanging next to the sword, Juliana says. That's awesome. I painted it about 7 years ago. Wow, Juliana, I am so impressed with you. That is so cool. Matt, yes, that did go quick, man. It's been a year. It's been a year already since we hit 1,000, and we've added 1,200 people since then. How cool. And it makes me wonder, where will we be in a year? Will we be at 3,000 subscribers? That would be neat. Wouldn't that be cool if we could, because we added, so it took us like about a year to get to 1,000, and maybe it was a little over a year. No, it was over a year. It took us 14 months. I think it was 14 or 15 months to get to 1,000 subscribers from the beginning of the channel until then. And now it's been just barely over a year. Like, Easter was this past weekend. And now here we are. We're at 2233 or something. So wouldn't it be cool if we stay on that pace, if like by the end of 2024 we had 3,000 people in our community? That would be really cool. Let's see. Be back soon. Oh, if you're still live, I might still be. Symbols. Juliana says, I don't really squirrel in the game. I just do sketchy stuff with Zonite devices. I don't know what that means. What do you do that's sketchy? I mean, how do you do sketchy stuff in the game? Oh, wait, maybe she means like drawing. Because we just talked about painting. Or maybe she actually like runs around with like a flamethrower setting children on fire in Hatino. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. More than doubled in 1 year. Yeah, for sure, Jen. Matt says, Juliana, time to make a squirrel, I guess. Reverie, what's up? So glad to have you join us. What's going on? Nothing much. I just wanted to check in. It's been a while. Wanted to talk about Friday, guys. Friday, don't forget the live stream we're going to be doing. We're having a big party Friday just to get together. It's going to be like a poker night, but it's a Jackbox night. And we're going to be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be just going until we're all done. I mean, I'm sure I'll probably go quite a few hours, as long as people are willing to stick around and play. So even if you can't make it at 6, make sure to pop in at some point just to say hi. You know, even if you can't play, just pop in and be like, hey, fam. You know, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, Suda. Sankaran. I'm so sorry about my pronunciations, but again, if you want any proof that I'm terrible with name pronunciation, you know, watch a Breath of the Wild video, or Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you. Jaded Warrior, hi, welcome. Good to have you here, Warrior. Thanks so much for being a part of this little get-together here that we're having. A little impromptu get-together. Jen's got to run. We'll see you later. Hope to see you Friday as well, Jen. Thank you so much for being such a treasured, wonderful, valuable member of our community. And don't forget, if you're still watching, don't forget tonight, because Jen's on Patreon. So don't forget tonight we're gonna be playing a Hat in Time on Patreon tonight. Okay, Reverie says, I'm on Proving Ground episode, buddy. Whoa, I'm not far behind. Yeah, you've been catching up. Reverie had to take some time and get off, but it has been getting caught up. These are long episodes. So, just one of these 4-hour episodes is like, depending on normally what it would be, it's like 2 or 3 episodes in one, really. So they can take a while to get through. And then a new one came out today. So Kara says Stardew is super fun. You can really get lost in how long you end up playing that game for. Maybe I need to get into it. Maybe it'll be my bathroom game. Just Hyrule says thank you, Easy Mode. Your content is very enjoyable. Just Hyrule Castle, thank you and bless you and I really appreciate the kindness, guys. I really do. You guys make me feel like $1 million. You really do. And, I've said this before on Patreon. I've said this before on, lately I've been getting a lot of stuff in the mail. And I've said this, I think, on every opening. Guys, I don't deserve you. I really don't. And this community has absolutely just been such intense blessing for me over the last year. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to have the things I have in my life. Everything from my faith to my wife and daughter. I've got absolutely wonderful friends, and I've been through a lot of changes, especially in the last year. Gosh, a year ago we just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I had no idea that I was going to get diagnosed with, a big life-altering disease and as well as, leaving the state. I moved 1,000 miles away from home, and I've been through a lot. But one thing, sometimes when we go through changes in life like that, you start getting, at least for me, I find myself wanting to look at stable things that don't change, just for a sense of stability. All those things I mentioned before are obviously huge staples for me that keep me grounded and that's like a compass for me, knowing where I'm at in my life. But at the same time, one of the great blessings of this stage in my life has been you guys, and you guys have been in that list now. The Easy Mode community has helped. When I moved this last year and everything had changed and everything was different and I didn't know, I just knew one thing. I was able to turn on my computer and see the same names, and I was able to go to work here on Easy Mode and know that you guys were there with me, and it made the change feel less impactful, and it made me look at more positive things, and you guys have helped me with that. You've helped me keep my eyes on the positive, and if I'm being honest, I'm going through a season in life right now where I'm just genuinely very happy. Joy is like a state of being. Happy is an emotion, and I am extremely blessed to be able to say I'm currently experiencing both, and you guys have an immense amount to do with that. So thank you for that, guys. Let's see. I want to get caught up here with what you guys are saying. Yep, Stardew super fun. Thank you, Easy Mo, for your content. Thank you. Peggle playthrough win. Matt, I love it. Matt, Matt's always there. I can always count on Matt from SideQuest Stories. Is got my back like in every live stream, and it's been amazing. Guys, we have a new capture card here. Tech-wise, we have better equipment because of Matt. So, it's thank you, Matt, and I'll hit you up with that Peggle playthrough at some point. If I send you a book, would you read it, or are you not a book I am a book guy. Warlord. It would be a manga. What's that? Wait, that's anime, right? That's anime? I've never really done anime before. But, I mean, I'm all into doing things going in blind. I mean, I don't want to read a book blind, because then it would have to be Braille. But I'll do it, you know. We'll do it. It'll be fun. Yeah, no, I would check it out. Is it like a comic book or like a full book? Manga's anime, right, guys? Oh, man, I just lost my pop cultural nerd card. And I'm not calling anyone a nerd. I mean, look who you're talking to. I mean, look behind me, you know. I just meant like you're one of me, I'm one of you, you know. But yeah, there we go. Hey, here is here. Happy hump day. That sounded wrong. Yeah, no, it's what we call it though, right? Do you guys remember that commercial? Was it Progressive or Geico where there was the camel walking through the movie theater going, "It's hump day"? Do you remember that? I remember that commercial. That one used to make me laugh. Reverie, what's Jackbox? You're kidding, right? Is that what K mean? No, Jackbox is community games. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what it is Reverie, when we play the games where everybody's on their phone and you guys can buzz in with the answer, that's what that is. And it's really fun and everybody gets to play at the same time. Juliana, exactly correct, but no children. Reverie, so it's going to be on Friday and not tonight. That is right. So tonight is the Patreon exclusive live stream where we're going to be playing part 5 of our playthrough of A Hat in Time. And then on Friday night is going to be right here on the main channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Jackbox night. You know, guys, we've been playing, when we do Jackbox, like I said earlier, a lot of times we tend to play you know, some of those familiar ones. We go back to the same ones like Fibbage, you know, there's a few of them, Quiplash, things like that. But I've got like all 5 or 6 collections of Jackbox on my Xbox. So what I'm thinking is let's just dig into all of them. Let's change one collection to another. Let's play games that we want to play. I've been utilizing the voting feature on our Patreon live streams, like in chat, so we can even have people in chat like vote on what game to play next. It'll be so much fun to do that. Were any Koroks harmed? Uh-oh, it's been a while, Matt. I forgot what that was. Jaded Warrior equals... Oh! Bree, have another name change. That's awesome. Well, Bree, I'm so glad you're here. So glad to have Bree. Bree has been a part of this community for a long time, just like a lot of you guys have. Bree's been with us for a long time, and gosh, I gotta say that Bree has probably been a very active part of these live streams. Gosh, almost every single one. Even when you've checked in, Bree, you've checked in. I almost remember. Bree, wasn't there one where we were like, it was you or it was someone else? And forgive me for forgetting, but we're getting a lot of people. I want to say that Bree was hanging out with us once for a little bit and just checking in to say hi with the community, like shortly before a date or like just going out with a boyfriend or something like that. I can't remember. And Bree, forgive me if I've got you mixed up with someone else, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. And I remember all of us being like, have a great time. But I just felt like $1,000,000 because I'm like, oh, she checked in with all of us, guys. She's hanging out with the family before she goes out. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. Julian says, mostly making sketchy devices that end up killing me in the end. I love it. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. You know what keeps happening to me, Juliana, is I keep creating devices in the game that keep taking off without me. That's what I've done quite a few times now. You know, I either build a flying device that doesn't get off the ground, or I end up, you know, just like, hey, here you go, and it rides off in the sunset, and I'm like, come back, you know. That's always fun. Reverie, just seen that you have your own Easy Boy back there on the PC. Love it. That's right, Reverie. You can say thank you to Matt from SideQuest, who's here in chat. This was a 3D printed Easy Boy that Matt made and sent in. And also, also sent in these guys too. Hestu, and then the Fallout Kid. Does the Fallout Kid with the thumbs up, do they actually have a name? I don't know. Let's see. Here says, do you like reading, Scott? You know what's really funny that question has come up? That's the second time that question has come up in the last 10 minutes. I do enjoy reading, and I go through seasons of it. Where I admit I do tend to read. You guys know me and my faith. I'm actually outside of the channel. I do a lot of like Bible teaching, and I like reading theology stuff. But and so I do a lot of that. Like right now, I'm reading a book that probably most people will find extremely boring, but it's from an old Puritan, and but I love reading other things, So yeah, I'm always up. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about me reading a manga book. Is it manga, right? I almost said mango. But I love reading. I do love reading. You know what's been a problem though for me? One of the things that, and I'm going to take a sip of the official soft drink here. Oh, that's good. I have had a difficult bit of reading since last year. You guys will remember last year, back in May, it was Mother's Day weekend when I ended up in a hospital for 4 days, and I was diagnosed with MS. And the reason I went into the hospital was because I went completely blind in my left eye. And I mean, I'm so happy to say that my vision is almost completely back. But one of the things that I was told after multiple x-rays is that I have 2 lesions in the back of my brain from MS, and the reason why my eye went the way it did was that the 2 lesions they were the area of the brain that controls optically how you process light. And so one of the things that became really hard for me was reading in low light. Like I used to like to read before going to bed, or I would read to my daughter like a bedtime story with the lights low. And then I started realizing, like, unless it's in daylight or I have a book light or something really bright that I can shine on the book, it's kind of difficult to read. I can drive at night, but it's not as great as it used to be. And don't worry, it's not a dangerous thing. It's just not as good as it used to be. But yeah, so that's affected me with reading sometimes during the day. If I'll read my best time is to like if it's beautiful outside and I can go sit outside, like on a lawn chair or something, with the sun. Oh man, I can see all day. It's great. And sometimes I just need good amounts of light at nighttime to read. But that was kind of a deterrent for a while. So I've been reading a little bit more on my Kindle. Actually, I have the Kindle app on my phone, and I can read on my phone perfectly fine because it's like self-illuminating, and that's totally fine. But I do enjoy reading. So there you go. That's the really long answer that you probably didn't need here. But Reverie, I am on 38, and I was like, yay, 2 more episodes, and then I'm caught. Another one. That's great. Okay, continuing on. Woo! Whoa, we got a lot going on. Okay, so I'm excited to see what you've learned and apply to the shrines. Yeah, me too, Reverie, you're gonna love it. Aw, we're here for you, buddy. You're a great YouTube channel and content creator. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate the kind words, and I want you guys to know I never take, it never gets old. I don't think kindness gets old. So when that's why you guys will, I'm always afraid of becoming a broken record with what I say, but I really want to drive certain points home about my appreciation for you guys. And because I don't take that part for granted. And so when you guys say that kind of stuff to me, that feels good. Not just because it puffs me all up, but it's like, oh, okay. Because guys, it gets easy. I admit there have been times I've questioned if I've got the personality for YouTube. Because man, it takes some broad shoulders sometimes to do this. Because sometimes people don't season what they say with nice things. Sometimes. It hasn't happened a ton. 90 I would say 99% of the comments that have come in over the last 2 years have been so encouraging and just of like-minded, just regular, nice, kind people within our community. And once in a while you get someone who doesn't necessarily understands and they have to come and they pee in our pool. But you know, it's like, we don't do that here. I mean, there's a few people, for all I know, they're still commenting. It's just I've had to hide them from the channel because they were just like mean about it. But anyway, all I have to say, Reverie, thank you so much for those comments. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel encouraged to keep doing what I'm doing. Oh, refreshing. Oh, lovely. Thank you for that. Seventh Warlord, God is good. Amen, my friend. Psychoist, the humble are blind to their own worth. That's a nice saying. Thank you, Matt. You are sincerely a treasure. You really are. Matt from SideQuest Stories, you are a treasure, my friend. Man, you guys are so... Okay, Reverie. Oh, book nerd. Want to send a book? That'd be great. Nice. Braille. Yep. Okay, so we're like, wow, I'm just now getting caught up here, guys. Here, yes, it is, dude. We'll give you demerits for how you said manga this time. Wait, is it not manga? Is that not? Do you not say manga? Is that manga? Manga. No? Wait, manga. Manga? Nope, Scott, you're burying yourself. Quit it. Okay. Regirth is laughing. Okay, the Jackbox thing is now clearly great. Symbols is back. Welcome, Symbols. Okay, we're gonna get caught up here. Regirth, did you ever play any of the Half-Life spin-off games? Well, let me answer you, my friend. I tried. So what happened was, I downloaded, because I actually bought and downloaded other Half-Life expansions, the ones that were out and stuff like that. I can't remember what they were called. And shortly after I finished Black Mesa, I had started getting into the idea that I was going to continue doing the Half-Life journey with Black Mesa Monday and doing those. And we had gotten the new Easy Machine at the time, and I downloaded those games. I can't figure out why, but for whatever reason, I tried playing those games on Steam, and they will not work. Keyboard controls, regular controller, nothing. I cannot get those games to work. And it's like, everything's weird. It's very, very, very clunky. And so I did try, because I was going to do like a special series on the Half-Life 1 spin-off games, and I just couldn't get it working. I still own them. I just haven't been able to get into it, but I would love to. Jaded Warrior wouldn't have been me going on a date, but I have definitely popped in and out of community live streams. Yes, for certain. Bree, sorry, I do know we had somebody who did that, and I thought it was either you or it was someone else, but Bree usually does really good on our games. I know that. Bree's won some stuff before. Okay. Carrot says Magna. Wait, this is making it worse. MAH-NGA. So ma is the N silent? There's a manga. Nope. Okay. Nope. I'm not putting. This is gonna get. You know what? This is gonna get clipped, and someone's gonna put it up on Discord, and it's gonna be funny. Okay. The power of God and anime. Here is there. Yes. Awesome. Amen to that. Symbols, I have been great passing a quote I've heard related to God. I don't know if Scott remembers, but I did send it to him. Yep, I do. Matt, did you make that up? Let's see here. Do you have a favorite? Yes, here it is. Here asks if I have a favorite Bible verse. It's the entirety of Ephesians chapter 1. Train Guy, hello, welcome. Welcome. How are you? I am doing great. Train, we are working here. Not really working. We're not working. I'm working. This is technically working. Isn't that crazy? We are announcing Friday night's live stream just to let people know. Again, if you're just joining us, this is just an impromptu live stream. We are just kind of coming on, saying hi here, and checking in with the community, having a little chat. This Friday, we are going to be doing a Jackbox game night for the community. So that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to get in, invite you guys. Everyone's invited, and it's going to be fun. We're going to be playing pretty much most of the evening. So if you can't make it at 6, 7, 8, 9, doesn't matter. Come on in. As long as people are here and we're playing, we're going to keep playing. It's going to be fun. So just make sure to have a screen you can watch on and be able to use your phone. And I'm going to set it up so we've got plenty of time. The timer's going to be long, and we're going to try to do it in a way that just everybody, there's no real lag. We've had a problem with lag, not lag. It's just the way that sometimes, what you see from me is going to be about 6 or 7, 8 second difference or whatever. So sometimes that can play a factor in the games if the timer isn't long enough on the answers. So I'm going to make all those adjustments. It's going to be super fun. So I hope everybody comes who can, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. They didn't have shovels for that hole you were digging. But anyways, have you considered playing Ghost of Tsushima? Yes. Okay. So that is a game I very much have wanted to play, and that is on my list of games. I saw it on sale not that long ago, and I almost bought it, but then I'm like, man, I'm going to be sitting on this for a while. I will tell you guys that we're, I started talking about this earlier. This is what I was talking about when I went on a tirade. Not a tirade. I just went on a rabbit hole, a squirrel. I was talking about the games that we're going to be playing coming up. Now, obviously, we're going to be in Tears of the Kingdom forever. We're getting through, but at a little bit slower pace for the sake of exploration with Jedi Survivor. Having fun. I know not a lot of you guys are watching, but I'm having a blast with that one. It's so much fun. We've had so much fun with that game. It's so much fun to play, and you guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so being able to see that story and laugh and cry and have a blast with it has been so cool. And if even if you're not a huge fan of the game, you might still enjoy just watching the reactions. I don't know. I'm having a blast with it. But I started thinking, we've got this large community, and of all this is what I was saying when I went off earlier on the anniversary of 1,000 subscribers. We've grown, and not everybody, I know most people, but not everybody is into Zelda, and not everybody clearly is into Star Wars Jedi Survivor. But we have a lot of people who came here because of Halo. And I think they've been kind of waiting for another game to kind of latch onto for the channel. And so that's why I started playing Gears of War. And when I realized it's a very linear game and it's not that long to play, and I'm continuing to try to devote more time to the channel, I realized, okay, we can do a third game. So that's why I just recently started Gears of War 2. And honestly, I don't think that's going to be a long playthrough. The next game I'm going to play to kind of stay in that action lane a little bit, Aiden Westbrook, who is, I'm saying the full name, but Aiden is very much a out there member of our community. Aiden has mailed some really cool stuff in. Aiden and Maya, awesome couple within our community on Patreon. Within that package that Aiden sent, he sent some games that I actually have always wanted to play that I've never played before. And one of them that I've never, ever played all these years, I had a PlayStation 1. I had a PS2, never played it on there. But Metal Gear Solid, he sent me the PS5 Metal Gear, I don't know if it was like a remaster or collection, but it's the first game. And I've never played Metal Gear Solid, so I'm going to I keep going in and out of the Gears of War series. So we played the first game. Now I'm into Jedi Survivor, but now we've added Gears of War 2 back in, And when Gears of War 2 is done, I was going to try my hand at the first Gears of War game. I've never played it, but I'd like to. I know it's really stealthy, and I love stealth games. So stealthy things, that's my favorite way to play, like Assassin's Creed and things like that. So I was like crawling up behind somebody. Sometimes I'm not always that good with it, but you know, like, and sometimes I wake the bogoblins up, you know, and I'm doing it in Tears of the Kingdom. But you know, I do enjoy the stealth style, and so I'm gonna try Gears of War, which I'm really excited about. And then coming up soon for you guys who hung out with me during Fallout, we are going to be adding, once I'm done with that, we're going to be adding Fallout 3 to the roster. It's just I didn't want too many open world games at once, and with Jedi, I think Fallout 3 is going to be the next game within the Jedi lane. So it's like you have Tears of the Kingdom, and then we have Jedi, and we have Gears of War, and there's like 3 queues happening at once. So the game that comes on after Jedi is probably going to be Fallout 3, and then to keep the open world thing going. And then I don't think Metal Gear Solid is open world, so that'll take we'll do that after Gears of War 2. Let's see. I'm trying to get through this, guys. I am. This is so cool. I love talking with you guys. Oh my word. They're working on a sequel, and the PC version is coming out soon. Hey, what's up, Reese? Corin is here. If you're in a hole, stop digging. Okay, what is it? It's manga mungu. Okay, manga. Okay, yes, Reverie says manga. Wait, are you being sarcastic? No, manga. All right. Rigo says, shame, they are good. We're going back and talking about Halo, or not Halo, Half-Life. If you ever want to try it to fix that, hit me up on Discord. Okay, sounds good. They're called, those are the ones, Blue Shift and Opposing Forces. I own both of them, and as soon as I turned them on, they just broke. I mean, they literally just broke, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So maybe that's something we can do on Discord, and we'll figure that out, because I really would like to get back into that. And that said, I know I've kind of left a lot of people hanging on the people who were like actively watching the VR stuff. I do want to get back into that. I really love Half-Life Alyx. The problem I have is sometimes in my experience, the Oculus / MetaQuest that I have doesn't always like to play well with Steam. At least it doesn't seem to with me. There's apps you have to download to use it on your computer, and sometimes it's like 35 or 40 minutes worth of trying to get it working every single time I do an episode. And so you know, I don't know. I do want to finish the game. I absolutely love Half-Life Alyx. I mean, gosh, I went through all that time just to try to get like the AI. If you haven't, we have the not the Elusive Man. What's his name? G-Man from Half-Life. You know, we started out with like this commercial trailer thing for the channel about, you know, playing Half-Life on the channel, and I was so excited about bringing Half-Life back to the channel. And then you know, we started the series, and I moved. I didn't have a room in here at the time for VR. Now I've got a different setup, but there was one video I was playing where I actually hit the ceiling fan by accident and thought that thing was going to come crashing down on top of me. But anyway, manga engine revving noises. Today, Junior. Let's see. Oh, Train's on spring break. That's awesome. I've met some other people. I've talked to some other people recently who are on spring break. I totally didn't even think it was spring break time, but so cool. In Japanese, the A vowel is the same as the word ka, like a crow. Okay. Gotcha. So then we have, they have it in the settings when you play, it doesn't show blood in case you want to play live too. Okay. Train Guy finished the Mass Effect trilogy. It was fun. My favorite game of all time. Guys, I can't even tell you, like, it wouldn't be a blind playthrough, but there have been so many times, like, I just wanted to share my joy of that game by playing Mass Effect on this channel. But the thing is, I've played it so much, guys. I've played it so much. But at least once or twice a week, I check in to see if there's been any new BioWare news about the next Mass Effect game. I mean, I love Mass Effect. Well, no, you know what? There are people who've dumped like 2,000 hours into Breath of the Wild. I don't think this group's going to make fun of me for this. I have now played through and beaten the Mass Effect trilogy 12 or 13 times. I've done a pretty good balance between Paragon and Renegade. And besides that, I've also I've done it a lot of times. I've done it with different characters, but a lot of times, because when you play, you can import the character you had before that was already souped up. I keep leveling up my shepherds. But I've had my I think I've played just about every branching story you can play in the game. Like, okay, what if I do this? What if this happens? What if the council lives? What if they don't? You know. So I've played that game so much, and there's a big part of me that wants to play it on the channel just to share that with you guys. I absolutely love it, and but really, there was a time I thought like I would love to do Mass Effect videos just to share Mass Effect lore with people. Like, hey, in case you didn't know, this is how you do this, or this happens with this, you know. But I don't know. I like doing these blind playthroughs. The whole idea of this channel was to go on this journey, as I said from the very first video, to take this journey and play games that I've never played before, and to bring you guys with me on that journey. And that's kind of the heart of what we do. Juliana's kid woke up. Gotta go. Have a great day, Juliana. Thank you so much. It has been such a just awesome privilege to have you here joining us. What do you call a pile of cats? A meowton. I got this from a YouTube comment. That's pretty awesome. Nano Machine Sun. Love it. I like games that give you the option of stealth. Yes, me too. Oh yeah, Matt asks, Train, did you go red, blue, or green? I remember, like, that was the biggest frustration when Mass Effect 3 came out, and I will admit, because I had, at that point, I had played the first two games over and over and over and over and over again, with the intention, with all these different saves and all these different stories, that I was going to play Mass Effect 3 over and over and over and over again, for each character I had made. And I was going to do different playthroughs based on that story arc that I was building. And I remember I admit I was one of the people who kind of, I admit, and I still don't mind this, I may have crybabied a little bit about the ending. Because initially BioWare had said, hey, there's going to be like all these different endings available, from good to bad to happy to sad, and you know, we're going to have all these based on the way you've played 3 games through. And then as I saw it put in the meme, it just came down to the same ending with 3 different colors. It was like, you know, hey, so what Instagram filter do you want on your ending? And, you know, and that was a big deal. They finally did come out with some DLC that took a little bit of salt out of the wound, but, you know, now it's been out for so long, I'm over it. You know, I played the remaster when it came out and loved it. And guys, I know someday when the next Mass Effect game comes out, my life with every other Mass Effect game has shut down while I play it. So that may be one of those brand new games that we get, that we just have, even if 2 people watch me play it on the channel. If this channel is the only way I get to play that game, you know, I'm going to have to. Like, I don't have a choice. That's just one of those things, like, look, I can put everything else aside as a gamer and just play the games we have on the channel. That's fine. But that's my game. That's my jam. So I'm going to have to play that one. Let's see what we got here. We're going to be wrapping things up pretty soon. I'm almost done with Ghost. Okay, I do want to try that. And I think I only have 3, maybe 4 story bits. I am going to be playing Ghost of Tsushima at some point. That would be really fun. My favorite so far is Stellaris. I've heard people mention that. Bet you didn't play the one where you don't hug Tally. That's kind of true. Though I will say, the Tally was always a favorite. I did have quite a few Liara playthroughs. My wife and I played. Now, my wife is so supportive. Shannon, you can't really see her right now, but she's this picture up here. You can see the bottom side, like she's Batman or something. She's Batgirl, she's covered. All you see is the bottom part of her face. But Shannon and I have played games before. She really is more of the Peggle kind of gamer. And she always loved to watch, which actually is what originally kind of sold me on the idea of doing this. I'm like, well, if my wife likes to watch video games, who else does? But one day, I remember before Ellie was born, Shannon she's like, okay, I want to see Mass Effect, because it's all you ever talk about is Mass Effect. And so we had both gotten sick one week, and we both just stayed home on the couch, and we started a playthrough of Shannon Shepard, this red-haired ginger, Shepard. And I did all the action controls, but she did all the conversation choices, all the decisions. And it was so funny because at one point you get to, I'm not going to ever spoil the story points, but there are some points, some things that happen in Mass Effect 2 and in Mass Effect 3 especially. And I would turn around and look and see how she's doing, and she had the box of tissues, guys. And there's key points in Mass Effect 3, depending how you play it, where that box of tissues is going to get used. And I was like, there it is. She cried. You hit home when the game makes you tearful, and that game has always made me tearful as well. I had the refusal ending at the end of Mass Effect 3. Oh, yeah, that one kind of cuts you short. Unfortunately, the refusing, you get that little quick one. And it's not as, you don't get the whole epilogue that comes after, which is unfortunate. Carrot says, I would 100% watch that. That's cool. Ever think of playing multiplayer games even now and then just for fun? I do think about it here. I know some people I think would be into it. My thing is, I'm just so bad. I mean, the reason why I have a channel called Easy Mode is I legitimately am not great. I'm not skillful at this. And so it's one thing playing the game AI, but whenever I play other people, the reason why I start to lose the fun of it's fun at first, but then after a while, I'm like, man, I can't even like some of those shooters, like I've never played Fortnite or anything like that, but or Minecraft or any of those games that whenever I've played Call of Duty, we tried Halo once on this channel just for fun, and I tried doing that, and it's always the same thing. I get a gun, I'm in the game for 10 seconds, and some 10-year-old shoots me in the head, and I'm dead, and it's, I'm going to do this with your mother, and that's why I hate multiplayer, because I hate little kids telling me things about my mom, and so I don't do it much. I'm just, I found a little bit of camaraderie years ago in this, there used to be this old, website, I don't even know if it's still around anymore, this is a long time ago, guys. There was this website I found called Geezer Gamers, and it was all people who were elderly down, people who were much older, all the way down to people in their middle age. And it was funny because they would set up multiplayer nights where it was hey, we're gonna go do co-op, or we're gonna do something, and that seemed actually more my speed because people were, I don't know, they just were more fun to play with and more mature and everything like that. So I hate, me, I hate trash talk. I hate trash talking in a video game. I hate it. I hate making people feel bad about themselves. I don't do it, I mean, literally the entire meaning of this community and channel is about bringing people up, making them feel valued and special and respected with dignity, and kindness, and I just like, that's just not me, and I never get that when I do a multiplayer. But we do sometimes on the Patreon exclusive live streams do multiplayer, but that's because it's our community, and so it would be fun. I would be up for playing like Mario Kart or something like that, on a mainstream community night. That could be a lot of fun, actually. Jack Paragon route is the hidden gem. Matt, I agree. I have done the Jack Paragon route. Okay, so I actually glitched the game out once, Matt. And I'm talking to Matt because Matt mentioned that. But one time in Mass Effect, I was playing Mass Effect, and what had happened was my character had romanced Liara in the first game. And then in the second game, romanced Jack. And while at the same time, still keeping the romance going. A lot of people don't realize you can do this because you normally can't do 2 romances at once unless you exploit this option. This is gonna sound terrible, but it's a video game. So the way to do that, oh, Sandra's here. I just noticed Sandra Creek is here. Hi, Sandra. So sorry, I was getting caught up on chat, and I didn't see your name until just now. Thank you so much, Sandra, for coming and hanging out with us. So with Mass Effect, I played Mass Effect and Shepard romance Liara. In the second game, after the events beginning, and you come back to life or whatever, he ended up eventually romancing with a Paragon option, Jack, and that was just a winning story because it was such a heartwarming story, right? The cinematics, the voice acting, the change that you see in the character of Jack because of, again, kindness. I firmly believe that you can, that kindness kind of wins people over, right? And so I saw that in that story. The kindness of Shepard won Jack over. And I thought that was great. But you can, you can't have 2 coexisting relationships with people who are currently on the ship at the same time. You couldn't have a relationship with Ashley or Liara in Mass Effect 1. And if you're going to have a relationship with anyone in Mass Effect 2, you have to choose. Like, you can't have a relationship with Jack and Tali, or Tali and Miranda, or whatever. But you can keep them separate if they don't know about it. This sounds like a really bad piece of advice. I mean, this is obviously, you guys know, this is not the way I work in real life. But in the game, we were messing around, and I did this, like Shanna and I were laughing at it when I was playing it. But I was able to keep Jack and Liara away from each other because Liara doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the crew during the Shadow during the Shadow Broker, Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC. And so when they don't have anything to do with each other, both of those relationships, if you keep them active, are both imported into Mass Effect 3. And then, as long as you keep them separate, then they don't know. And so what happened was I was able to, in the end, have both relationships, and they eventually had to patch this out of it because it was so stinking freaky. Because in the Citadel DLC in Mass Effect 3, when you have kind of that final goodbye to the crew, like that last hurrah or whatever, you get the last romance scene, like cutscenes where they're talking with each other. And so what happened was it glitched out, and then all of a sudden it was like the game knew that that Shepard was supposed to be romanced to both. So it put both of them together, and their faces kept coming in and out. I was like, ah! Because then all of a sudden they were both just like clipping through each other in the cutscene where they're like sitting over a banister and they're all just talking, looking at the ship. And you're supposed to be sitting there with your romance, and all of a sudden it's like Jack's face comes through Liara's, and then Liara's face comes through Jack's, and it just freaked me out so bad that I was just like, and then they eventually patched that so you could still basically be Captain Kirk You know, but at the same time, I think the canon of it still ultimately in the end recognized Liara, you know, as like the main love story. But that's it. That was sorry, I got distracted, as Matt said, by wooing aliens here. The Captain Kirk syndrome, they say. Okay, let's continue looking. I can't believe I just gave that advice. I would never ever give that advice to anyone in real life. Okay, I wanted to pre-order it, but you know, what are we talking about? Oh, The Rise of the Ronin is a great game. Never heard of it. Hey, yeah, we're talking about multiplayer. Minecraft co-op. Guys, I've never done Minecraft ever. And I've had a few people mention to me, like, okay, since I'm the one guy one gamer on the planet who's never dipped a toe in the Minecraft world. And I also still, other than what you guys have told me before in these chats, I still don't know anything about Pokemon. You know, I've had so many people say, you know, hey, that might be a real treasured opportunity to dive into that blind. Fortnite, I've never played Fortnite. Reverie says I had to block a child on Fortnite a couple years back. Yeah. There's a lot of toxic people, yep, in multiplayer. Train Guy says that's totally true. Just started Mass Effect 1 now. Nice. Okay, here says, give us a hot take. What's a game or anything that you really like that no one else does or don't like that everyone does? Well, I mean, one game I love is probably E.T. for the Atari 2600. Fantastic. Now, a game I love that nobody else does. I don't know. I think there might be games I don't like that other people love. That's a really good question. That's a really good question. I gotta think about that for a second, and I will circle back around. Symbols says, did you see the joke? Wait a minute, let me go back. Why couldn't the sailor learn the alphabet? Because he always got lost at sea. I love it. Hey, Just Hyrule Castle says bye. Need to go to watch the the Tears of the Kingdom video. It's gonna be 4 hours of pure fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just Hyrule Castle from Jerusalem. Someday I'm gonna get over there. I want to go for the tours. That's pretty cool. PsychoS, some games have like an accidental co-op, which is great, like Journey or Death Stranding. Okay, I don't know if other people love Death Stranding, but to answer your question here, I hated Death Stranding. I think some people really, really like that game, but I'm not sure. I wonder if Death Stranding is just one of those games that there is no like middle ground. Either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I personally did not like it at all. But it might be that I just didn't give it the fair chance. It might be that I didn't realize all the other things I could have done. I just felt like it was a lot of trying to balance bags. That's all I was doing. I'm like, holy cow, all I'm doing with Daryl from The Walking Dead is I'm just balancing the mail. And I was like, if you're actually a US postal worker, this is more like a sim game and it's just gonna be annoying. You know, like that was my take on it. I thought the cutscenes looked good. I think I would have liked, one thing I would have liked better about it, because I owned the game. I actually bought the game as like a, because I thought, man, this is gonna be so cool. And then I played a couple hours of it, a few hours of it. I tried to give it a chance, and I just didn't like it. And I think I was very confused, because I found that for that game, it was easier for me to like go online and start going to the wiki pages and just trying not to get spoilers, but trying to read a little bit about the world, because it was hard for me to even connect with the world without understanding much background of how it got to be that way. And it didn't do a great job telling the story, as I remember filling you in. It was something you had to kind of learn as you play it. So, but maybe things are different now. Oh, that's funny. Sandra says, I had one with Liara and Caden till Liara found out at the Citadel. That's funny. One time, I have a friend who with Mass Effect 3 romance Liara, And then, you guys remember, I don't remember the woman's name. This was a huge controversial thing, by the way. But there was a character, and I cannot remember her name in the game, but I can barely remember her real name either. She actually worked for IGN. And in Mass Effect 3, what is it? Anders? I can't remember. But she plays a reporter that you pick up at the Citadel who wants to do reporting about your adventures. And but a lot of people, it got really controversial when that game came out because she was actually an IGN personality who used to do the IGN Daily News. And everybody thought she gets to be in this game. And then a lot of people thought it was kind of a conspiracy because when everybody was coming out railing on that game's ending, IGN was like, oh, it's like a great ending. We love this game. This is awesome. And everybody's like, of course you would say that because one of your personalities is a character in the game, and there was all this stuff about it. But anyway, there was a time a friend of mine did a romance where they had like a fling or something with that character, that reporter. And then later on, they got like absolutely yelled at by Liara because she's a shadow broker and she hears everything and knows everything. And she was like, really, Shepard? You know, and she just went off. And it didn't destroy the relationship, but it definitely put Shepard and Liara on the silent treatment for a while. So that was hilarious. The reporter now, not the reporter from the Citadel that you punch. This is a different person. In Mass Effect 3, there's a room that you go to where there is a different type. She's like a documentary person reporter, and I can't remember her name. I want to say it was Atler or something like that. Anders. Anyway, so it's not the reporter that you would punch in the first games. It was someone else in Mass Effect 3. You have to find her, but when you do, she's like, hey, I want to come aboard the ship. And so she stays on the ship. She's a resident on the ship and one of the characters that you can continually go back and talk to on the Normandy. And when you go back to her, every single time you walk in that room, she's reporting on something different. And once in a while, she'll buzz you and she'll say, hey, can I come up into your quarters and ask you a few questions? And depending how that relationship goes, Shepard does have a romance option with her. And that can happen while Shepard is still romancing someone else on the ship. And then if you're not careful, then, you know, Shepard's in the doghouse. As he should be, I think. But that's just my opinion. Okay, let me go back up. Yes, the E.T. one that nearly killed the games industry. There's still a legend, Matt, that somewhere in America, out in the desert, out in Arizona, that there is a giant pile, like 160,000 copies of that game that got dumped by Atari in a big giant pit, and it's still there. Like, I mean, I'm not sure how true it is, but it's like this urban legend that has been backed by a lot of sources that Atari dumped so many copies of that game in the desert, and that's it. It's really funny. Don't feel bad. I don't know anything about Minecraft or Pokemon. That's awesome here. Okay, continuing on. Julie, have you seen the documentary about them finding the dump site? Oh, yes. Okay, Reverie. That's exactly what I was talking about. Nice. The dump site where yes. That is hilarious. So that is a real thing. The guy who did the documentary found a working cartridge. That's hilarious. I watched friends from Seattle play the whole game live, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. I can't imagine you would. Yeah, just a delivery boy simulator. The whole story of Death Stranding is confusing. Yes, very much. I did the exact thing, went on wiki pages to find the story. Yep. The DS world is meant to be confusing. Death Stranding, until things fall together towards the end. So maybe I need to give it a second chance. The reporter is Zaid's old room. Oh, yes, exactly. The reporter in Zaid's old room. Absolutely. Allers! Sandra, you are a lifesaver. I was sitting there going, is it Adler? Antler? Anders? What was it? Yes, it was Allers. Diana Allers. You're right. Yeah, boy, you get a little bit of friction between her and Liara. I didn't even know you could get in relationship and oh my word, Train Guy, you've missed so much. Honestly, I think if you're not just like fooling around trying to do the Captain Kirk thing and, you know, have relationships with everybody, if you actually find one relationship in the game and stay true to it, it can be some incredible, meaningful storytelling. You get all totally different cutscenes. It's a totally different story. Totally different story, I think, when you have a romance. And you guys know me, right? I mean, to a fault, to the point of practically almost getting criticized now. I am like a hopeless romantic, and I've unfortunately have let the community know that. And I feel like I might be rubbing people the wrong way with the way I have imposed my own personal stories of romance on Tears of the Kingdom. Lately, there have been a lot, like, not just like one person, but there's like conversations about this in comments these days about me kind of going too heavy on the Zelda and Link being a Zay-Link shipper, as they say. You know, I love adding that in the story, and I find a lot of people who seem to be really put out by it. You know, some people are like, hey, that's okay, whatever, to each his own. There's other people that are like, no, I'm gonna argue this, you know, that there's no connection that way, and I'm like, that's fine, that's your playthrough. Like, in my world, you guys want a reaction, you guys want my first time, that's just me. I love, you know, I love a little bit of a nice romance story. You know, true love is sacrificial, and that's what Zelda did. And you know, I'm not doubting that she made her sacrifices for, you know, her kingdom. But in my story, there was, you know, she knew that it was her man. You know, her young man, that is. You know, they're just kids practically still, but you know, I mean, they're also over 100 years old, so there's that. Okay, anyway, Jordan, hey Jordan, it's so good to see you, and man, I absolutely love your family. So glad to have you here, Jordan. If you you're just now joining us, and I know that you guys, your family, has been in live streams quite a bit. Mentioning this, so I'll just let you know, one of the reasons I came on, I haven't plugged it in a while. Coming up this Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be hosting the first of our monthly community Jackbox night game nights. It's going to be so much fun. We're just going to be playing like all the Jackbox games, having a blast. So people are going to be coming in and out. You know, we're going to be starting at 6 EST. And we're going to be going and basically until everyone's gone and no one wants to play anymore. You know, but it's going to be a whole evening devoted. Bring snacks, bring something fun to drink. If you got Moxie, drink your Moxie, you know, or your Madrina's coffee or whatever, you know, but bring some popcorn, something good to eat, some candy, leftover Easter candy. There we go. Bring that, and we're going to have an absolute blast. And we're going to be getting together and playing that game, so plan on that. Friday, if you can, if you got nothing going on, it's going to be Friday night at 6 p.m., so it's going to be so much fun hanging out as a community and doing that. Talking about Mass Effect still, Matt says, date Tally, then betray the Quarians. I've seen it happen. That's great. We each got $15. Oh, and a quarter. Don't forget the quarter. Arthur Morgan. Yes. Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. One of the greatest games. I love the Red Dead Redemption games. If that's probably in my all-time 10 for sure. Love Red Dead. And yeah, Matt, it's going to be monthly. You know, I've been, you know, we're having so much fun on Wednesdays, but I don't want to continue to do things without having a regular mainstream live stream for the whole community. And it's just a way for all of us to bond and get together. And Matt, we're going to be starting at 6 because I know you and so many of our viewers and community members are a part of across the pond, European, UK, and so I know it's not a huge thing, but a lot of you guys do stay up pretty late for these live streams that we do when we start at 7. So we're going to be starting at 6 to kind of take a little bit of that edge off. I can't really start at 5, but starting at 6, it'll be fun. So we'll definitely do that. Jordan says, yes, we will be there. Jordan, bring the whole family, my friend. Bring everybody that I saw on that Christmas card, which is so good. And I will let you know, for you guys, it was Jordan and it was his mom, Christine, who actually sent in that wonderful package with a letter and a Christmas card and those gift cards, and it was just so wonderful. And Jordan, our family still has your family on the refrigerator. So instead of hanging it up here, I was just so touched by that we took it and we put it with all of our other Christmas cards that we got from families that we know, sent pictures of their kids or whatever, other families. So it's still up there. It's still up there. And it just blesses my heart to see it. Sandra says, oh, way too late for me. So sorry, Sandra. We're going to have to... Oh, hey, at least you're here with us now. That's fun. Okay, Symbol says, going back to the alternate reality of Age of Calamity, Zelda was prepared to sacrifice herself to save Link, even without her power, during the Blight Ganon attack. I feel there is definitely some feelings there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all right. You know what? I'm sorry if someone's out there and that does bother them, that I've kind of imposed that. You got to realize I'm not declaring when I talk like that. I'm not saying that that's like etched in stone gospel, concrete canon, that I'm going to stand on this hill and die on it. I'm not. Look, do I think there probably, there's nothing there to prove that it was romantic, the relationship between Zelda and Link during this age, I also, to me, there's just nothing there to prove it wasn't either. So what does that do? That leaves us as gamers, as people partaking in the story, a chance to make out of it what you want. And that's what I love, and that's what I do, and that's how I love doing that. So, that's just me. I think it's really sweet. Like I said, the love that she had, whether it's for the kingdom or Link or both, it was a sacrificial love, right? There is, I'm a firm believer, there is no greater love than laying your life down for someone else, and like that. And that's a true, that's a measuring stick, isn't it? And so Zelda doing that's pretty awesome. Jen, you're still here, she says. I just finished with a work meeting. Hey, Jen, did you tell them about us? Did you say, I gotta go, I gotta get out of this meeting? My easy mode fam is hanging out over there, and I need to hang out with them. I blew up the galaxy in Stellaris. Train guy. I gotta look this up. I have never heard of Stellaris, but I wanna check it out. Reveries. Sorry, someone called me and now I'm behind. That's no worries. Matt, 6 today is same as 7 a week ago. Jordan, love hearing that. Mom will be so happy when she hears that. You guys mean a lot to us now. And we will definitely be there Friday. Last time we put it up on the TV and all played together. Man, I love that. I love that right there. I tell you what, if we were a board game, that would be the picture on the cover, right? Like, I remember growing up back in the day when it wasn't just like cartoon pictures, but you'd see like family board games, and there were like those pictures of like a dad in like a, cashmere sweater, or something like that, sitting there with his kids, and they all have like parted on the side hair, and they're all just laughing at the same time, like someone told a joke and that entire family is like, and they're all playing the game of life or Monopoly or something like that. Like that's what I'm envisioning when I say Jackbox game night. It's gonna be It's gonna be you guys, you know, sitting there on the couch, probably all going, ah, you know, and then you see like my ugly mug up on the TV or something like that. I don't know. Again, imagination, you know, just going out like that. Reverie says, I ship them in my head because it makes sense with everything going on. All the subtext shows it. Okay, so it sounds like there are a few people out there in the community who are okay with that. That's cool. Sandra and BOTW. Zelda's power only manifested when Link got hit by that Guardian. That's right, Sandra. That's right. There was something inside of her that swelled up and said, don't you mess with my man. Matt even joining in. BOTW and Tears of the Kingdom make it pretty clear. You guys are behind me on this. It makes me excited because for some reason there are certain people in the community that just have to keep bringing it up in comments. There's no evidence about this. It doesn't happen. I'm like, well, that's fine. To each his own. You know what? Hey, you know what? If you want, you know, I will say that adding that element has made it harder for me. I'm not going to spoil the story because I know there are people who haven't played it. But in some aspects of that story in the Tears of the Kingdom, when I do look at it and say, well, to me, the evidence was there, I see it, and I'm like, you know, I think there was something romantic in their relationship, you know, kind of makes some of the story of Tears of the Kingdom like a little bit more intense for me, you know. But also, it made it more enjoyable, right? Like during that battle with the Gleeok, if you guys saw my not King Gleeok, but my battle when I fought the Frost Gleeok, I won't give anything away because I know not everybody's played it, but there were moments there I was like, oh, you know, yeah. Mipha's comment just before Calamity Ganon stops her, Zelda Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Matt, you're a genius. You're right. How did I not even think about that? Because I remember when we played it, Mipha, you're right. Mipha's comment just before Calamity Ganon stops her, Zelda moving in. Oh my gosh, yes! And so they knew it. You're totally right. Totally. Dang it, this is the hill I'm dying on. Zelda and Link were a couple, and that's it. That's my hill, and I'm staying on it. Ah! There you go, okay, I'm over. I need some Moxie. Link's got Moxie. Just ask Zelda. That man's got some Moxie. Let's see. Cass's final song. Yep. Jen says, totally behind you. I think her sacrifice wouldn't have mean as much if Link was just a friend or a pal. Reverie. Boom. Her body language, the way she gets more emotional and flustered thinking and speaking of Link, and to Sonia. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, the Frost Gleeok was an intense battle. For sure, it was. It was an intense battle, but we finally made it. Guys, I will say on a side note, and I know I got to bring this to a close because we've been doing this now for, we've just been talking for an hour and 43 minutes, and I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I will say, I think I'm finally finding the psychology and rhythm that I've been needing with Tears of the Kingdom. You know, these last few episodes, I know they're long, but I think I'm finally figuring out my way around it. You know, like I just caught up on most of the proving grounds and I tried to attack it as boss as I possibly could. And now I'm not worried about them anymore. I'm building up my second row of hearts. I'm going in with my buffers, so thank you again. I haven't been ignoring those buffers on Discord. I'm doing that. Going into these proving grounds and giving them the old what's for, right? And so I'm having fun with it now, and I think I'm gonna, as we continue to keep moving forward in the game, I remember there was at one point I brought up the Zelda Dungeon website when we were playing Breath of the Wild so we could try to finish all the shrines. I'm kind of looking forward to going shrine hunting again like that. And we may hit a point where we do that just to make sure we get them all for the sake of completion. But I'm loving it. So right now I'm currently going through my own little campaign in the sky where I am trying to at least touch upon, if not completely explore all of the Sky Islands. And when we're done with that, I'm going to move forward into the depths. Because, guys, I was looking at the depths. We pulled the map back where you could see all of Hyrule, and then I pressed down on the D-pad so we could look at the depths, and it's like, here's the huge map of Hyrule, and then here's this open map right here, what I've opened in the depths. I have so much work to do down there, and I've been hiding from it for a while, but honestly, I think I'm ready. I feel like I'm more suited. My armor now, guys, like I've upgraded my armor. Like the champion's leathers are all the way, and I'm just doing a lot. You can see there's a fly flying around here, you know, I'm doing what I can to really improve. So I feel like I'm starting to get some stride back. It's definitely helped having, you know, the Master Sword back and better armor and everything. So I'm totally enjoying that. Okay, we're gonna round this up. Let's see. Reverie says, oh, and by the way, Roaru is Rauru, which in Japanese his name is technically Raul, because they don't have standalone consonants for Raul in Romaji. Is Roaru or Rauru. Guys, there is no way I can say that name without wanting to do a Scooby-Doo impression. I can't. Raru. Guys, I love voices and I love impressions, and I'm so stinking silly that sometimes I just feel like they could just throw me in a rubber room with a box of crayons for the rest of my life, and I would just entertain myself, just sitting there doing voices all the time. Okay, I think it fits everything. It's so Aztec theme with the Zonai. Yep. Now I'm thinking of Rauru, in my mind as some Spaniard dragon king. Yep, exactly. That sounds great. Dragon King who warms up on his own hot cocoa. Every time me and my friend see Rauru, we couldn't help but think of Scooby-Doo saying, yes, exactly, Rauru Raggy, for sure, exactly. I hope they're lying about the DLC. Me too, but I don't think they are. Because the only thing I see, Reverie, is honestly, every single time I see a news article about Zelda now, it's about Nintendo working on the next game. Yeah, Matt says I've still got some story stuff. I can't remember who said it. Was it Mikey or Regarith? I don't know. Maybe it was Aiden. But somebody said in the comments either today or yesterday on a video that there's still 2 major side story quests, like big side stories that I haven't even discovered yet. So that's cool. That makes me excited. I want them to expand on the sages of the past. I do too. The Depth, Sky Islands, and the 3 dragons, who have all but been confirmed to be Zonai at one point. Interesting. That swallowed their own sacred stone. You see, I actually think there's a part of me that thinks that would have been cool if like, well, wait a minute. I just didn't even think about this. Are they? What were the names of the sage? Not the like the original sages. What were their names? Because like I was just thinking, wouldn't it have been cool if like when they introduced themselves, they were like, I'm Nadra, you know, or I'm Dinral. But did they? Are they the dragons? Like did they become dragons? Because that would be really cool if you found out that those original sages somehow were still flying around, and that's how they gave themselves up. Let's see. I was hoping that they'd give us an outfit to look like a Zonai character. That would have been cool, for sure. Laughing so hard. I mean, main story. You're not at the point of no return. Yeah, I've got to go hunt down Zelda at the castle. But I've been holding off because there's just so much to do. But, you know, maybe that would be fun to kind of get back into that and keep progressing that a little bit. Don't give me any spoilers, but, man, the community has been... I don't know what to think. I've said over and over again my absolute love as I allow myself to live vicariously through Link. I mean, either way, romance or not, there's that connection with Zelda, right? And I keep wanting success for them. And I have said that this before, as I allow myself to be completely just captured by the story. The conversation that echoes in my head over and over and over again as a gamer was when Impa said, I'm going to go off and see if I can find a way to fix the situation. I'm not, I don't want to give anything away. But, with that, that's why I have this, some people in the community have said, don't give up hope. You're heading in the right direction. And other people have said, oh, give it up, loser, and stop with the love thing. Nobody ever really said it like that. They just said it with their eyes. No, so I don't know. But don't give it away. But I am still thinking, I'm curious to see where it's all going to go. I think the 3 dragons themselves, Nadra, Farosh, and Denral, were shrine maidens, or protectors of their associated springs of courage. Okay. And they became dragons for some reason. Interesting. Maybe they're the reason it became forbidden. Okay, that's really cool. To become a dragon, I mean. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Man, I love talking about lore like this. It's so cool. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that's concrete, and the one thing Nintendo did was they left a lot of stuff open-ended, which is fun. Because it allows us to have those different interpretations, right? It allows us, as the people partaking in the story, watching it unfold, to leave it kind of open and let you be able to kind of say, okay, well, this is what, in my world, in my pretend, in my imagination, this is what happened after the story, or this is why it's going down this way, or this is the conjecture I want to put on it for myself, because that's how I enjoy it, I think that's so cool. Yeah, we don't want to give too much of the story because it's spoiler, but just know that not all hope is lost. Okay. Moxie. I'm good. I'm so excited. But I'm gonna take my time to get there, guys. We have a long ways. Let me ask you guys a question real quick before I sign off. Realistically, oh, interesting point, Sandra. I think the bogoblins are innocent victims, ripped from their world and made evil by Ganon. They are kind of cute when you think about it. Not that means that they were good or evil. I mean, today we had a cat. We don't own a cat, but there's a cat that comes by that Ellie pets all the time, the neighbor's cat. And today it was so cute, and I went to go pet it, and it scratched me. And I was like, what the fuck? So not all cute things are evil or good, but so I'm not using that as a measuring stick, but I'm just saying, I don't know, who knows? You could be right. You very much could be right. Reverie, which is why I want DLC for them and the original holders of the Secret Stone. Yeah, you might get more ideas from other games too. Ah, true, yeah. Okay, so realistically, I did not go after all the Korok seeds. I didn't feel the need to in Breath of the Wild, but I did all the shrines. I got caught up. The only thing I didn't do, there were a few missions. I think there were a few DLC missions. I'm like, look, we don't need to go find this, whatever. But I did the big stuff. At the pace we're going, if I do an exhaustive exploration of the Sky Islands, and I do an exhaustive exploration of the depths, and I do all the side quests, and I do all the shrines, and then and including the main story, realistically, how long do you guys think we have in Breath of the Wild? If I shorten the episodes down to a couple hours, how long are we talking? It's gonna take us through the summer, or could this game take us into the fall? I've already kind of budgeted in my mind that Tears is probably going to bring us through most of 2024. But what do you guys think? Rev says there's 150 shrines. Wow. 30 or 33 shrines in the sky. Most of them are... There's that many in the sky? I don't think I've done close to that amount. I'll have to go look. I was going to record an episode later, but... Wow, that's crazy. So what do you guys think? What do you think? You'll then be left with 4 main missions. Simple says, I don't think the goblins are monsters. Most of the monsters aren't. Take us, for example, God's our creator, and those who believe and have faith in him wish to serve him anyway. We can take that and put it into a game. Cool. Rev, I'd say if you use your guidebook and figure out how many shrines you have left. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do also besides the guidebook is I'm gonna use the Zelda dungeon map, because I do know that they updated it for Tears of the Kingdom. And that way what I can do is I can click on like the shrines I've already done, you know, and bring that, you know, that way kind of check them off. Sandra says summer for sure. Okay, summer absolutely. Do that, then come up with an amount of shrines you want to do per stream. Yeah, in the map. Gotcha. So it sounds like we're going to be in it for a while, which is cool. Which is cool because I'm not in a hurry. And I'm probably going to do... Oh, the caves. That's right, Sandra. I forgot all the caves and all the wells. We have a lot to do. And you know what? That's okay, because one thing I'm excited about with this game is taking my time with it, because we're not going to get another one for a long time. And, I mean, it's going to take them a while to create whatever the next big game is going to be. I was doing some reading about it, and they were saying that they're going to be getting away from this. This is absolutely the last game of this age. And this game was the end of the story for Link and Zelda in this age. And that they were going to be changing. Nintendo said that the next game still might be open world like this, but it's going to be a different age, and it's going to really focus on not so much a post-apocalyptic world, because really this whole world has been built on the post-apocalyptic feel of what happened 100 years ago with Ganon. And so what they said that we may actually see bigger cities and towns in the next one, you know? Okay, this would be weird. Tell me what you guys think about this. What if someone came along? What if someone at Nintendo pitched this idea? How would you feel if, because we know that this always captures Zelda and Link through the ages, and they've been in different ages, you know? And I know that from what I've seen, other than the Sheikah technology, there's never been any really modern looking tech in any of it. Is it possible that you see a more modern day Zelda? Like Link and Zelda, like in a more metropolitan city, like a modern later game. How would you guys feel about that? Because I almost feel like that would be off-putting. But it just hit me. I'm like, what if they did like what it would be if like it was in a really modern age? You know, that would be crazy. I don't know if I'd want that. I think I like the fantasy feel, you know. But because then what would you do? How would you? That would be a world with what, monsters in it? You know, like you're gonna have a like, you know, in the modern world. That would be weird. Rev says, I've been wanting that for years. That would be crazy, you know? Zelda working an office job. Yes, absolutely. I came up with the idea for like timed bomb, suction cup outfit, like a spy. Oh, that's so cool. Spirit Tracks has modern technology. A hook shot the Spider-Man through. Oh, that would... See, I guess Zelda could be the president's daughter. I love it. At their age, they are still at school. Yeah, no kidding. That's what it would be. They'd be like in high school, Sandra. Like, what if Zelda and Link were high school students? Oh, my word. And she starts coming into her power while in high school. You know, like, that would be an incredible story, actually. And Link doesn't know why, but there's something inside of him, and that's part of that curse, right? That going through the ages, there's something inside of him that feels this need. He loves her, but besides that, you know, there's this need that, like, this honorable feel of, I'm supposed to protect this person. You know, like, man, that would be crazy. That would be kind of, maybe that could be explored. That might be funner than we think. I'd love a cyberpunk Zelda. Yes, Matt, yes. Cyberpunk Zelda. Oh my gosh. I mean, Link already has a bionic looking arm, you know, the Raru arm he's got or whatever. So that would be pretty cool. Ganon would be the plot twist of all plot twists. And turns out to be Zelda's father. Zelda, I am your father. And they have to take him down, or he could be a rival candidate who wants to be president himself. You see Ganon, he's got, like, you know, he looks like a regular guy until his eyes turn red and the glowy red stuff comes off when he's in a three-piece suit. No kidding. Matt says there's a concept art of a modern Link with an electric guitar called the TriCaster. I'd want to play that. Somebody needs to make a TriCaster guitar. That would be awesome. I'd play that. Oh my gosh. It could be even like post-industrial. Guys, we're having way too much fun here. I was gonna say goodbye, and now we've gotten it into our own little fantasy game development. That would be fun. That would be fun, guys. Modern day, like our kind of day, you know, Zelda and Link, you know, and maybe in that story, that's where it all comes back. Like, here's what I wonder. Would it ruin the story? Okay, answer me this. Would it ruin the story? And maybe they've done this. Bear in mind, I've only played a handful of Zelda games, right? BOTW, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, and Skyward Sword. And Link's Awakening was like that dream thing that Link was in, so it wasn't even tied in with Zelda at all. Or Ganon. But, like, what would happen if almost like taking out of the idea from Assassin's Creed. Now, if you've never played Assassin's Creed, the idea is that you have someone named Desmond Miles who ends up getting brought into something called Abstergo, which is this big science company organization, and they've created something called the Animus, which can look at your DNA, and they found out that the memories of your ancestors are actually in your DNA. And so what it does is it accesses and lets you virtually, while in the Animus, relive virtually the memories of your ancestors. But then there's what's called a bleeding effect, which you know, if you're in there, you can start taking on the abilities of your ancestors. But the thing is, as you keep doing multiple ancestors, you could get all of the abilities in one. And like, okay, so with that in mind, what if there was something in one of these games that finally triggers the memory of Link and Zelda? Is there ever going to be something that allows them to go, you know, oh my gosh, like I remember now, like something that happens, the memories of ancestors before, or their reincarnated selves from ages past, something in the story that Link and Zelda, you know, they remember, and then all of a sudden you get like the cinematic where like as they're looking at each other, there's these flashbacks of like Zelda laughing in Skyward Sword because she's crushing on Link, you know, and they're sitting there up at the top of the flying bird things, and then they have flashback memories to all of these different ages, you know, and like how cool would that be if then all of a sudden all of these memories flood in and they have like this giant epic battle with Ganon, the battle to end all battles, you know, that might finally set things right. I don't know, but then again, you'd have to deal with, are you ending the series that way, which you'd never want to do. That's it's a never-ending, well of money. But at the same time, like, they can always move on to other things too, like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many stories that could be told. That could be fun. Anyway, I think about these things. I do. I love good stories. I love good, I like good stuff. Having a crossbow would be fun. That's awesome. That's the word I was thinking of. I played every one but Triggered Heroes. But Oracle, okay, both Oracle games. Majora's Mask has UFOs, no kidding. Link climbing a skyscraper just to parachute off. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. That would be so amazing. I would love that. That would be awesome. All right. There's an Abstergo-ish fan story called Hero's Purpose, but do not watch before Ocarina of Time. Okay. By the way, I was earlier in this live stream, I was talking about how there's like 3 lanes of queues going on right now. Like we're playing Gears of War 2, and then the game that comes after Gears of War 2 is going to be Metal Gear Solid. And we're playing Jedi Survivor, and then the game that comes after Jedi Survivor is probably going to be Fallout 3. But someday, whether it's a year from now, 6 months from now, whatever, when we finally finish Tears of the Kingdom, that section on the channel, that's going to stay in the Zelda lane, guys, because we got too much stuff to do, and we are absolutely going to be diving into Ocarina of Time as soon as we're done with Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm excited because I'm going to be playing Matt from SideQuest sent in that 3DS, and we're going to be doing Ocarina of Time, the remaster from 3DS, which is going to be really fun. I'm excited about that. And I'm really excited about that game because of all the Zelda titles I've ever heard of, until Breath of the Wild came out, almost everybody always told me that Ocarina of Time was their favorite. So I'm really excited to get into that. And I have a feeling that's not going to be super long compared to what BOTW and Tears has been. But I'm looking forward to it. Link ascending through the floor and an NPC just like, Link? Where did you come from? Don't sneak up on me like that. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's so cool. Guys, we got good ideas. We got good ideas. This is the ultimate in video game appreciation today, isn't it? Don't invite. What if that's a date that goes awry, Rev? Rev says don't invite Link to the pottery store. Like okay, so for my wife's birthday, she loves crafts and she loves doing that. And I took Shannon, again, there she is up there. I took Shannon on a pottery painting date. We went to a local pottery place, and you could pick anything off the wall that you wanted, and you could paint it. And they do the fire thing with it and all that, and it's really cool. Can you imagine she brings Link into the pottery store? He just doesn't. He has this compulsion to literally break everything around him. Oh my gosh, I love it. Rev says I still have yet to watch your Jedi Survivor playthrough. I'm having a blast with that, Rev. It is so amazing. I love that game. Love Jedi Survivor. It's been so much fun. And I think I've only had a couple of moments where I've had some frustration with it, not because of the game, but because it challenged me to have to get better with a lot of the wall running and parkour stuff, but it's been fun as I've gotten better at it. But the story, I've been going crazy about the story. I played Fallen Order and beat it twice, long before I ever started the channel. So I've been waiting for the continuation of the story. So I definitely hit that one with a whole lot of joy. Matt is basically your Santa now. Yeah, I missed it. It's true. Matt's been sending in all kinds of stuff. It's worth what? Oh, I missed Zelda Edition 3DS. Someone stopped here. Oh, wow. $400. No kidding. Replace it with it. Oh, man. That's crazy. All right, guys, listen. It has been 2 hours, 10 minutes, and now 21 seconds. And it has been an absolute blast to hang out with you guys. And thank you so much. I was just going to get on and do a quick plug for, for the live stream on Friday. But it's been so cool to just sit here and talk about video games with you guys. This was great. What a great experience this was. And to everybody who didn't get a chance to join us, who might be watching this on the replay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. You guys mean the world to me, and thank you guys so much for hanging out. Just real quickly, I would be remiss if I didn't just do a quick, shout out to our current patrons. Guys, thank you so much for all the folks on Patreon. You guys do help the wheels go, and we as a community salute you. Thank you so much for helping to keep the wheels go. It's not always cheap to do this. It can be relatively expensive sometimes to do this, and you guys help keep the wheels running at Let's Play Easy Mode, and you guys have made it so much easier for me to be able to do this to the level that we're doing it on. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. If there's any of you out there who you've not checked out Patreon, currently right now we are doing an exclusive playthrough of the game Fable, which has been so much fun. And then, of course, on Wednesday nights, for no matter what you sign up for, obviously you get early release content when you do sign up, no matter what you sign up for. But you also can be a part of our Wednesday night live streams, which we're going to have one tonight. So that's another reason why I got to sign off. I got some family stuff I got to go do. And then I'm going to be turning right around and coming back here at 7 because we're going to be playing A Hat in Time tonight, which has been such a joy. That game, I don't know how many if you guys have heard of it or not. I had never heard of it until Matt sent it in to the channel. But it is genuinely a joy of a game to play. It's cute, very, very family friendly, and definitely one to play with the kids, but I'm enjoying it because there's enough humor in there that it's great for all ages. So much fun to play, and we've been playing it on Wednesday nights, among other things. A couple weeks ago, we had, just like a Nintendo Switch night where we did multiplayer, actually, as a community, played some Mario Kart, and that was fun, and Jackbox games. But I am going to be doing another episode of A Hat in Time tonight. So if you want to come check that out, come on over and join us at Patreon. I don't have a graphic for the live stream yet where I can go like this, but I got to get one done. I just got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do half of this stuff on OBS. It's funny. But anyway, so special thanks to everyone on Patreon. If you do want to come hang out with us and check out all those, there's a huge library. And I'm not just trying to sell it, but I will say, one of the things I love about Patreon is it's an incredibly concise and organized way to view all of the content we've ever had on the channel, because all you do is you go to Patreon and you click collections, and it gives you an alphabetized, like by thumbnail, a listing of all the games that we've played in the last 2 years on the channel. Everything from Half-Life 2 to all the way that we're doing now. And it's crazy. Like, if you go, once in a while, I'll go on that list and look, and there are game titles. We've played so many now that were from even like a year and a half ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot we've done so much stuff. We've covered so much ground in 2 years, and we're going to continue covering a lot more. But anyway, definitely something worth going and taking a look at. If you want to, you can always go to patreon.com/Let's Play Easy Mode and get signed up, and we'd love to have you over there. I know certainly it's a fun, ever-growing community, and it's a real blast to have that together. And a special thanks to everybody who joined me today. There we go. We're talking squirrels again. I love it. Oh man, nobody better steal my CC3DS. I modded a grip thing. Oh yeah, you're a good modder, Matt. Matt's a good modder. Like the 3DS that Matt sent in, when I turned it on, guys, it had the Let's Play Easy Mode music and graphic on it. So awesome. It was so much fun. Such a long stream, and I had fun. I know! Squirrel buddies for life, Scott. You bet, Rev. That's right. We are Team Squirrel for sure. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun chatting, talking about it. Talking about a futuristic Zelda in a big city with high school Zelda and Link. I'm all about that. That would be fun. Oh, and then you know what else would be fun? If like there's these other characters too. Like, what do you think Beetle would be like. You know, like, what if they were like in New York or something, and they go to high school and they're walking down and you see Beetle and he's got like a local shop on the streets, you know, but he's still, you know, he's still asking for bugs, but it would still be fun, you know, having Beetle there for sure. That would be really cool. And you see Impa, like she's old, but she's like knitting something on the front steps, you know, of a house or something like that. That would be really, I don't know. I love this kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's a dumb idea. I think it's really cool, but. All right, there we go. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, man. I gotta check and see if the Hat in Time DLC code works. I will check that before we do the live stream tonight. Definitely. Modern day Zelda all the way. Dancing head crab playlist for sure. Love it. Needle would be the guy with the trench coat. Yes. That's true. He's selling his usual wares. I love it. That would be so fun. A door salesman. Beetle as a door salesman. That's a great idea. Man, you guys are fun. You guys are so much fun. You guys are the best. There's nobody like this. This is the best community on YouTube, and that's another hill I will forever die on. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It has been genuinely just such a joy of mine to hang out with you. Thank you guys so much for your kindness. Thank you. Don't forget, Friday night, this Friday, it will be April 5th, and we're going to be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing Jackbox games. We're just going to hang out, so bring food, bring like your snacks, your favorite gaming snacks, bring your friends, your family. Make sure to have 2 screens so you can play. And or you know, you can even just watch, and it's fun either way. But we're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna be doing this once a month. It's gonna be so much fun, something to look forward to together as a community. And I tell you what, guys, I love you more than you'll ever understand, and I will talk to you soon. For you patrons, I will see you guys tonight for another episode of A Hat in Time, and for the rest of you, I will see you on pre-recorded videos, and I will see you this Friday at 6 p.m. Don't miss it. Jackbox night. It's going to be so much fun. But until then, I love you. Have a great day. Share kindness and love everywhere you go. And until Friday, take it easy.
Please help me.